What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and I definitely got dressed before Rodney, so I'm feeling a little bit like he's trying to come for me before we even start. You could already see battle lines are drawn, so y'all gonna have to pick a side. What's up, Rodney?
What's up? How you doing? How's everybody doing today? I had to get dressed for a little war today. You know how we do. Either who team? You team Shemea or team Porsha?
I'm definitely. I guess I would be Shemea because you.
I tell the people I'm team truth. I'm team truth.
On that note, y'all like the video as the intro plays. We about to get into something. I don't know what, but we about to get into something.
Make it make sense.
I was listening to Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense.
Make it make sense. Make sense.
Big Mims. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Oh, fuck off! Oh shit, boy!
I get this for free too. No, ma'am, you still can't. You're gonna have to give me the food back. I'm gonna have to turn it back in. We just start eating it. That's okay, but you can. Without the money, I can't let you have the food. Ma'am, let me get one more bite.
That one more bite takes me out.
Was she a Sonic?
Yeah. And to be honest,
Okay.
I saw Rodney what he was wearing. I went and threw this. I just threw this on since battle lines are about to be drawn.
And they know this is my uniform anyways.
I definitely saw him what he was wearing. So I guess I am Shemea, just the wannabe.
Oh, come on, wannabe.
So the reason this video came about was because I was actually talking to Rodney yesterday, and it was like we were just kind of like playing off each other about shit that don't necessarily even involve this episode. So I was like, well, damn, can you do this video with me? Because sometimes they just want me to shut up. they be on my channel telling me, Mims, shut up. And I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
I know they shot Erica Badu.
Let's start with we were talking a little bit about video people, and I was like, I'm starting to see a correlation why Kenya and Claudia were never actually going to see it for Porsha. And it started off with how in the 90s, I always say this, if you told a girl that she was gonna, go down, she was gonna be fighting you. Mm-hmm. But by the 2000s, going down was a prerequisite, and now we 10, it was you gonna be eating the groceries. Everybody's groceries getting ate in 2020. So the same rules apply for the 90s. These girls who started off in the videos like the Kenya Moore, who did Tupac, Jay-Z, and Nas, had to be beautiful and smart.
That was a baddie, baby. Yes, Kenya. Come on. That's mother. Oh,
she had to be beautiful and smart. I didn't even know she did a Nas video.
I didn't know either till you just said it.
Claudia did even more videos. Claudia had a really long run in videos. I think she did about like 12.
Claudia was gorgeous.
But she also was somebody who had a journalism degree.
Right.
By the time you got to, and there was something about the way videos moved. Mm-hmm. Right, like it was something where when you initially had like people in the 80s, they were just trying to get the music out. MTV didn't even want them. There was no BET. Michael Jackson was the one who got MTV integrated. But now you got more and more people, and the girls have to be beautiful. They are sexualized, but they're smart. They all have degrees. They all have other businesses, and now they're being known. And so then you get somebody who stumbles on it. Oh, sorry. Like this one. Beautiful, smart, and she tried to separate herself from the rest of the pack.
She did try to separate herself.
That's the 90s, very, very early 2000s. And in comes Porsha. And what has happened is Napster, MySpace, music is moving in a faster way where now you can have everybody on the same stage. And the Kenyas and the Porshas and what's her name again?
Melissa Ford.
The Melissa Fords, they were never going to see it for the girls who, you know, just got it for a Trillville video. And now you're on the same platform. Now you're a video girl. So when I looked at Porsha, I'm like, well, damn, Porsha probably looked up to the likes of Kenya, even though she was trying to hide who she really was. She wasn't. She saw herself in Kenya, and Kenya was like, no. The problem is, as the next generation comes out, just because you had to work harder to get to that spot, you had to be Miss America or Miss Rhode Island like Claudia, the Porshas are coming. Porsha was number 2 to a girl from Flavor of Love, but she still was a video girl. Just what's her name? Superhead. Everybody's looking down on Superhead for doing whatever to get on set. But Melissa, although you were pulled up, you still dated the rappers. You had to do what they had to do to get the job, but then you dated the rappers after. So you're on the same video sets. It then gets diluted, but they are always going to look at Porsha and them as those girls over there.
Right. It kind of, you know what? It kind of reminds me of Housewives. How you'll have like the Dr. Wendy's of the world who will get on Housewives, and they may think that they're better than the other girls, but the reality is you're still in the same shape. You're still at the same table with Ashley Darby. You're still at the same table with drunk Karen Huger. So even though you may have this, you know, impressive resume, it doesn't take away from the fact that you still are a part of this group. You know, you may want to separate, like, I'm a doctor. You know, you are a doctor with 5 degrees, but you're still sitting now with Ashley Darby. You're still sitting with Karen Huger. You're still sitting with Giselle. So I get why Melissa doesn't want to be. I get why Melissa wants it to be known that I'm not like Corinne Stefan. But at the end of the day, like, girl, you wanted to date Flo Rida and Drake, and no, you're not like Superhead, but that's still you're still part of the sisterhood. Okay, you're still a part of the sisterhood,
and it ain't gonna change. You're all now, and it only got more and more. I mean, like by the time you're getting to what's her name, Malaysia, dumb as a box of rocks. Beautiful girl.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she was in a bunch of music videos. One with Claudia.
Oh.
But it is what it is. As things progress, now I can understand why there's two. Like, this is what me and Rodney was talking about. There's 2 separate mindsets.
I can understand why the girls like Kenya, Cynthia, Melissa, who are smart, who are beautiful, will look at the girls like Porsha, who will look at the girls like Corinne, like, girl. But Corinne to me is smart though. Corinne is smart to me. She might be, you know, a little loose from what she says. I personally would put Corinne in the same category over here with Kenya. I could put
Miss USA.
I could put Corinne. I would not be embarrassed to have Corinne go in a room and speak to people. I could put her on the same. I feel like I could put Corinne on the same stage with Claudia, Melissa, and Kenya, and she would fit right on in. Now, could you put Porsha on the same stage with Claudia, Kenya, Melissa? No. Because Miss Porsha gonna get up there talking about it's 265 days in a year. In 6 weeks, 6 weeks is a month. Corinne is a smart lady. I don't think it's fair to use Corinne in her, sexcapades to take away from her being smart, because you could be a hoe and still be smart.
That's where I think the disconnect comes in. People associate a degree with being smart, and that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, you can be a degree professional, move to corporate America, but in this space,
it doesn't matter.
No, Corinne had autonomy over her own body. She was well spoken, and she knew what she was going to do. She might have been a drug addict at the time, but she knew what she was going to do to level up and then provide the roadmap for people to level up. So you and Tyra are sleeping with the same man, both looking for a job. That's what happened with John Singleton. If we're going to just be honest, the only difference was Corinne just was using what she got to get what she want and was on the back end, and you were put in the front. But both used John Singleton to get a job.
Right.
Neither was an actress.
So Corinne was with John Singleton? Oh, Corinne was one of those. Corinne, baby, did the Tootsie Roll. So she was with John. She was with that white man, Bill, right? She was with a lot of people. I didn't know she was with John.
That's why, and when Tyra had her on the show, it was alluded that Corinne was the one who had broke them up, and that's why Tyra gave it to her, talking about, you just dying inside, aren't you?
Hold up, Corinne was on Tyra's show. Y'all remember something I just did not remember.
Corinne was, and she said that, and Corinne was pissed because she had really gave it to her. Because Tyra softballs every celebrity, but she was like, "You just dying inside, aren't you, girl?" And Corinne was like, So I say all that to say, Rodney was on my show the other day for my 5-year, and there was a guy who was kind of going in, and I'm like, I might go in on these ladies, but at the end of the day, I actually like them. I have kind of grown up watching them become moms, whatever, and I may not like each one's demeanor or attitude, but at the end of the day, I have a fondness for all of them. You can't come in as somebody who really hates them and says they need to have white women and think that I'm gonna be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I talk a lot of mess about my girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I've been here since day one, and you can't come in. It's kind of like I can say what I want to say about my cousin, but you just can't. And I
can talk about my mama, but you can't.
Yes.
Candy could let us know that that Mama Joyce was scamming her, but don't you call her a scammer,
baby, because she pretty much said it at the reunion. Is that good boy?
He said yes. Claudia went from doing music videos to standing behind the bar or Watch What Happens Live with another person. How dreadful. The thirst is real. That other person was her co-host.
Shout out to Good Boy. Hey, Good Boy.
Me and Good Boy spent, I think, 3 hours on the phone today. Going at it. Gabor is how I do my what's it called? Like a soundboard. When I want to do my videos on RHOA, I will go and do point for point with Gabor. And we just that's how I get my videos together. Because if I can get Gabor to say, okay, you made a point, then I know I made a point. But Gabor is gonna remember every detail from season 1. He's gonna remember down to the minute. So you can't go with Gabor half-assed. He says, yes, Wendy is a doctor that committed fraud.
No. We don't know if she committed anything. Hello? I forgot Gabor not up here. Hello, Gabor? We don't know if she committed anything. Be very clear about it. It's innocent
So
until
it's
proven
allegedly.
guilty.
I think she did it. I like Wendy, but I think she did it.
Do I think she did it? It don't matter what I think. Yes, I think she might. You know, I think her and Eddie may have did a little 1-2. I do, but do I think they should go to jail? I don't think they should go to jail.
Somebody said, "Why we matching?" I did that on purpose. Rodney was dressed or whatever. It wasn't gonna be on camera, and I said, "Let's play this up since people want to match. Let's play this up."
I wasn't gonna be on camera, y'all.
He wasn't gonna be on camera.
You know, but you know, we here.
Oh, we got some more super chats. Hold on. I'm excited about this Mims. Porsha still dumb. Rodney, I don't know if you saw this, but last week Porsha said there were things that came to my knowledge.
There were things that came to my knowledge.
There are things that came to my knowledge. Okay, thank you, Chanel's reality. Tara is my unofficial. She's the sponsor of this show.
Come on, sponsor. ain't nothing like a sponsor, baby.
I must have like some rich. Tara is. Thank you so much, Tara. Ali, what's up? Nice deep dive. Thank you. Ali's been here since the beginning. Gabor says, "Hey Rodney, Wendy is a doctor with the mugshot, just like Teresa, Nene, Karen, Marlo, Mia, and Porsha. Hashtag support Black women."
She has a mugshot, but we don't know if she committed anything. That's just the facts. That's the fact. Is that the fact? Are we dealing in facts? She has a mugshot, but we don't know if she committed anything.
It's alleged. It's alleged.
We'll find out in January of 2027.
I think she did it, but I mean, do you want to get into the mini review first and then go into some of the mess, or do you want to start with the mess and do the review?
However you want to do it.
I low-key... Let's start with a little bit of the review because it's not much to review. It's not much. I didn't take a lot of notes. Okay. So we start off with Shemea still separated from the girls because Kelly has ushered her away. I want to say this: stand in your shit. If I drop the bomb like that, I'm gonna sit across from the table and look you dead in the eye and say, "Yeah, I said it." I did not like that Kelly moved her away. I did not like that she cried again. I did not like that she, continuously apologizes. They don't see it for you. So what would be the point of you apologizing again? It comes across as passive aggressive. You really do not feel bad about what you did. And technically, realistically, you should apologize to your goddamn mama. Because if anybody's parent tried to sleep with my dad that's still with my goddamn mom, I'm not gonna be friends with the apple that fell from that tree. I don't want your children around my children. And my mom would be like, you actually need to pick a side. Why are you up Dirty Diana's ass for pictures and everything else? She wanted to be your stepmama. Like you gotta start having real conversations about what things look like. You're not going to disrespect my family, and we're going to continue on acting like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I also think it depends, too, on when they found out. Like, when did Shemea find out that Diane tried to sleep with her father? Did you just find out like the week that you were filming? Did you find out 5 years ago? Did you find out a year ago? Like, when did she try to sleep with your father? Was it 30 years ago? Was it 40 years ago? Like, I think that stuff has to come into play, too. Because there's a possibility that they never let the kids in on their business. Like, I don't know all my mama's business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all my like. I don't like. We don't know our parents and what went down with them in their friendships. So there's a big possibility that Shemea or Porsha they didn't know until they knew.
This is why we had to have this conversation, because I have like things in my head that when I'm talking to Gabor or I'm talking to Jamie or I'm talking to Rodney, they get my like wheel turning. You a motherfucking lie if you think that you gonna try to take something I got and we're ever gonna be friends again. Now I'm looking at real generational curses with what you just said. I now see why they are friends, because your mama was just like you, Porsha, and Shemea's mom was just like her. Ain't no goddamn way nobody who tries to take anything or anybody from me is ever gonna be my friend again. If what do they call her? Mama Morton. If that really happened and you took that woman back and didn't move around with your man and your child, then you're part of the problem. Because now Shemea thinks it's okay for other people to walk all over her like Porsha in present day.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree that the tree is Diane, the tree is Sharon, and the apples are Porsha and Shemea, and they act just like the tree. I think Shemea moves in a way, and then when you bring in the fact that her mother, I guess, is this Christian woman, and there's no shade. We know how sometimes the people act with the whole forgiveness and forget. So when you have Shemea's mother, who's on this big forgive, you wonder why Shemea acts the way that she acts. And then when you have Diane, who sounds like, girl, I'll take your man, then we see why Porsha acts the way that she acts.
And looks like it too, because she got the same lipo 360 and BBL.
That's all I'm saying. I will say, not to go too much into it, but Shemea, this is why I said last year I lose respect for Shemea. Shemea, you said what you said. You coming to that dinner table and you letting it be known that Dirty Diana tried to open up her legs to your daddy. That's something you thought about before you said it. It's not like you got into an argument with one of the women and you called her a bitch, right? You sat down and you said, you know what? I think when we go to dinner tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this bomb. I need you to just stand in it. Why are you acting as if now? And I hate to even defend Porsha, girl, but why are you acting as now that Porsha took it to hell? No, you took it to hell, and that is okay, Shemea. It's okay that you took it to hell. Just own up to the fact that you took it to hell, girl, and then Porsha just met you where you were. Now, do I think that Porsha is lying? Yes, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Shemea, you took it to hell first. You mentioned whose mama was opening up legs to whom, and then Porsha met you where you were at. That's it. Porsha, Pinky is absolutely right. Shemea is a professional what'd she say? A professional apologizer. Oh, she like Shemea, shut up. Anyways, go ahead. She just talking about. I'm trying to.
Me and Gabor talked about this a little bit earlier. He says my mic is going in and out a little bit. There is a problem with your timing, and we all sided with Shemea initially when we saw what happened with Candy and Phaedra and Porsha and them. We all saw that scene where Porsha became a victim again. Shemea, I think we'll play a little bit of it. It was here at the reunion where after everything came out, Shemea went outside to talk to Porsha. Everybody else followed Candy for the most part. And Porsha is saying, I want my sister. And Shemea comes out and talks to her. Well, I'm going to let you guys hear it just to kind of remind you what happened.
This is years I've been on the show. This is crazy. need my sister. I need my sister.
I know we haven't talked, and I'm probably the last person you want to talk to at this very moment. I'm not here to tell you I told you so. I'm here because I am genuinely concerned. But you cannot continue to let people use you as bait. I'm just trying to talk to you right now as a friend,
Just
Porsha.
be here. Just be here. Just be here. Just be present. Just be present.
What happened?
I didn't talk to you.
And then it was at this point that she moved her out and said, I'm gonna go talk to my actual sister, Lauren. How I feel about this sets the tone for Shemea. Because in this space, I feel like this was the moment that Shemea was supposed to have, where Porsha was going to say to her, you know what, I messed up. But Porsha could not do that in this moment because Porsha was scared for her job and she needed to ensure that she was still considered the victim and that Phaedra was actually the problem. And so by Shemea trying to hold her accountable or even talk about, other people, using you and playing in your face, Porsha's specific response to that was be quiet. She's telling you in the moment, be quiet. I don't care how you feel about whatever just went on. I'm not going to give you that apology. You're not going to be able to tell me I told you so, because I really am setting the tone for this relationship. And I'm fine with you being that girl over there if you're not in agreement with me. I made a comment about Carlos King's show, and it was Claudia and Carlos basically who had different points of view than Blue and Dustin. Blue's point of view was more clinical. Porsha should be able to say to her friend, this is mine and I love you and I don't want to share this aspect of my life with you. And I 110% agree with Blue. Oftentimes, you don't get the ability to say something is just mine. That is a very forward-thinking kind of person, because most people would be like, share and share alike. Claudia, on the other hand, was like, well, I always want my friends to get on. I'm going to do whatever to make sure that we all get on. Here's the thing. I feel like Porsha is allowed to live in her feelings. I feel like anytime somebody is provocative with Porsha, it becomes you're trying to trigger her, when the whole cast is made to sit and listen to people provoke them. Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking about you being, a hoe or whatever, and it's fun for anybody. That's what this is. It's confrontational. But for Porsha, she's allowed to live in that moment of you have everything else, and I don't want you over here. Mm-hmm. And when Shemea gets her turn, because Porsha absolutely was in the mix with Phaedra, she tells her to be quiet and shut up. So Porsha, Shemea never had that moment where she could be like, this is me getting that apology on camera. Now you're waiting 7 years to do that. After Porsha wasn't even on the show, you still going to basketball games. So now, Shemea, we don't want to hear you talk about that moment from 7 years ago, because instead of speaking up when you had the time, well, what did she say? You had the floor, Nene. And that what Kenya said? You had the floor. That's what Kenya said. That's what Kenya said. You had the floor. We wanted that from you, and you didn't give us that. Now we're supposed to pretend like y'all are going to have this conversation all these years later. Porsha never changed. Porsha's always been Porsha. Mm-hmm. You are the one who it's coming across premeditated because you feel like you were owed that from season 9. We're on season 16 and 17. And we agreed with you, but now you've let the time lapse, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Shemea reminds me of, I've been saying this, Shemea reminds me of the person who did not have friends in high school. And now she finally has friends, and she doesn't really want to say anything that could cause friction in the friendship. I think that Shemea has to own her part of the demise of her and Porsha's friendship. Oh, I want to say this too. I think that Porsha. One thing I hate is when, because I see this a lot when people say, you know, I think Porsha does try to pull the, oh, somebody's trying to trigger me. She pulls that all the time. Girl, the name of the game is conflict resolution. That's the whole purpose of Housewives. So why is it that Porsha gets to use the, oh, they're trying to trigger me, but nobody else can? If I have to sit here and listen to somebody say that I was trying to have sex with my neighbor's husband, then girl, it's everybody gonna have to just deal with what they have to deal with. I think that the viewers don't make it any easier when they paint this picture of, see, this is growth. This is growth from Porsha. This is growth from Porsha. I guess trying to say because
you didn't beat a bitch ass.
Any other time, the gutter snipe will be throwing plates across the room. But anyways, but I do believe with Shemea, like, she's gonna have to just own up to the fact that, girl, you allowed this to happen with you and Porsha. In Portia's defense, girl, I'm gonna defend the Porsha again. Even though Porsha, I think, has done the most wrong in the friendship with Shemea, not to take away from accountability from Shemea, I think that if Porsha honestly thought that, girl, we have moved on, you can't blame me. You can't blame me for you still being mad about what I did to you in 2005. If I thought that we had moved on, then, girl, I thought that we had moved on. So why are we still talking about last year? I think that should have been the conversation between Porsha and Shemea. Girl, get on my face, because I thought that we had moved on, and now you still going around town telling Angela and Drew that you're upset about how I showed up in the friendship when we already talked about this. So why are you still? They both, and on top of that, I think that Porsha, but I do think Porsha did a piss poor job at allowing Angela and the group to come between her friendship. That is a friendship to me. Can I speak freely?
I was already drunk last Friday on my own. I was drunk.
let me say something. Y'all bitches ain't friends. The only ones that are really friends were Porsha and Shemea. That was a true friendship outside of the show. The rest of y'all created some type of bond alliance due to these shows. So I think the fact that Shemea and Porsha allowed these girls to come in the middle of their friendship, when even if they know the show is messy boots, you would never see Robin and Giselle do some mess like that. And I think they became cool because of the show. That's how Porsha and Shemea should have been one sound, one band. But when you have Porsha, who can't even be honest about her not wanting Shemea to have a peach, while I do 100% agree that everyone should be able to have something that they call their own. Mm-hmm. Porsha should be able to have something that she calls her own. But Porsha, you won't say. When Shemea says, girl, you don't want me to be a housewife, the first thing you say is, yes, I did. You lying. Andy, haven't I always been a champion for Shemea being a housewife? But you really don't want Shemea to be a housewife, because we can go back to last season. Your actions showed me that you didn't want Shemea to be a housewife, because when it was time to celebrate Shemea, her episode of her birthday, girl, you popped up late. Girl, you got everybody talking about what her best friend at. Like, your actions did not align with someone who really wanted to celebrate and be an advocate for her best friend getting a peach. That's just what it is.
Or the single. Don't forget the single.
Or the single. You really sat at a table, Porsha, while your best friend was playing her first song, and you talked the whole time and made it seem as though it was Drew singing. That is not someone who is showing me that you really wanted me to be a housewife. So you could say all day long, people can say all day long, oh, Porsha can have what she wants to have. Yeah, that's all true. But we know that Porsha doesn't want to admit, no, I didn't want that bitch to be a housewife. I was okay with her being my sidekick, a friend of the show. But no, I didn't want her to be a housewife. She just won't say it. Because when Shemea brought it up at the table last week, she said, girl, you're lying. She's not lying, Porsha. Your actions showed us that she's not lying.
About multiple people. Gabor brought this. I'm telling you, Gabor's like a historian. I knew that Kenya had said that when she was cool with Porsha did say those things. Shemea, you got everything. Why do you want what I have? go off and have your 10 children like Kim Zolciak, and you're so happy with your marriage. But she also did it to Nene. Nene came out and said that Porsha and Phaedra were pissed when she did her cameo, I think way back in season 8, because they felt like this is now their show in their lane, and you've already done this, and now you have, Hollywood. But then Gabor brought up Marlo. Marlo said also that part of the reason she didn't get to come back to the show was because Porsha was not feeling Marlo as a cast member. Yes. So it's like you didn't want Shemea, you weren't too cool on Nene, you were trying to get Candy out, because if that's the bottom line. They were really trying to work their way to get Candy out.
Porsha was the reason why Nene didn't get that job at Netflix with Kim Fields. Remember the show?
Mm-hmm.
Nene came out on the whole rant and was talking about how Porsha tried to block her from getting a job at Netflix. Porsha is nasty word.
I think that there's a gray area, because you should be able to be who you are. The problem is
be who you are.
Your friends don't have to receive that. So although I agree with what Blue was saying from Carlos' show, you should be able to tell your friends that. I just don't want that friend. I'm the friend who wants to go up for you no matter what. And I'm going to make sure in the background that we got a more Robin and Giselle thing, except I'm not going to be, up your bush.
Okay.
I don't have Robin and Giselle money, but I ain't making $1 million and sharing a twin mattress at the Marriott. I'm not doing that in the same room.
Right. But I think the only pushback I would give with the whole, having stuff for yourself, the whole purpose of, I think sometimes we forget that the whole purpose, one of the reasons that Housewives exist is because it's supposed to be about a friend group, right? So if it's supposed to be about a friend group, you would think that you would want to try to bring your bitches onto the show. I think every woman, Kenya has done it. I think she got Claudia on. I don't know if she got Claudia.
Wait, who was her bitch? Brandon?
No, you so messy.
Who was her? It was Brandon.
I'm just saying that people have tried to put their friends on. Remember the girl Akilah? I can't remember her name. She was a light-skinned girl, big hair. I don't know. She would always stand in the back.
A football player's a wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is I think the whole purpose of the show of Housewives is to showcase like a real friend group. But again, I think that Porsha was okay with Shemea being on the show as long as you stayed a friend of.
Mm-hmm.
When you started to come over in housewife territory, and then it doesn't make it any better, we just gonna call it thing. That's when people say that Shemea is jealous of Porsha. No, girl, it was actually the other way around. Do we have to go back to season 16? We can debate all day long, but the reality is, girl, Porsha's worst nightmare came to fruition. Girl, it came to reality. Shemea got her peach, and she was positioned, even though she failed at the job. The reality is, Porsha's worst nightmare came to reality. Shemea got her peach, and she was positioned as the HBIC. Don't ever forget it. Shemea was the one who said, I'm the glue to the group. I'm the one who know these bitches. I'm the friend. I'm the face of Atlanta. Remember? Shemea sat right in that chair. Porsha opened up the show, and then they went right to Shemea, and Shemea sat right there and said, I know her, and her. I'm the friend of Atlanta. They positioned Shemea to be the HBIC because just call a thing a thing. Porsha, you came back, you lied to these people. You came back, you left the show because you thought you had hit it rich with Simon. As soon as you found out that Simon was about to be deported and he didn't have the money that he claimed he had, you ran back to the show. I remember Andy coming out 2 weeks later, Porsha filed for divorce. I remember Andy saying, girl, we didn't even know, I'm paraphrasing, girl, we didn't even know the heifer was getting a divorce. Girl. So I think they were pissed off at Porsha season 16. You came back trying to act like you were going to give us this lifestyle, but you can't even film in your house. You know what I'm saying? So now we have Shemea. Who's the next person in line? It's not Kelly. It's not Angela.
Rodney, hold on. You just blew my mind. Like
what?
For any other person, if we watch your story unfold and you finally get this happy ending that you wanted to be the rich housewife with the $7 million house, and we have helped you get there, and now you are pulling a Kenya and don't want to show us the year with your baby, or Candace, they don't want to show us the year with the baby, or Porsha, you have the $7 million house, and because you are not wanting people to discuss how you got it, now you don't want to be on the show. For anybody else, Bravo would have really gone at them. Bravo would have made them pay for that. Porsha was allowed to just come back on the show freely and become the anchor, even though she did not give us the payoff, which would be the happy ending with Simon. I never see how these conversations be going. I didn't even think about that till you said that.
She can, yeah. And she ran on back, right? You done left us, and now when you need us, you come on back to the show. You leave the show a single woman, come back a divorced woman. How does that work? You come back now. This is a season of luxury and wealth, right? That's why Kelly was putting on last season about the money that she had, knowing she didn't have it, because the girls had to kind of keep up with Shemea. Shemea is the one who got the big house. She has the rich husband. She has the family. Like, the show opened up with Shemea and her family in her big ass house. Her kids, her sisters, I think her nephew, her mama, her daddy, the cooks, the maids, the chefs. Like, it opened up with Shemea being the girl. And I don't think that when Porsha was watching the season, watching this shit play out, I think Porsha was evil. Because I didn't want you to be a housewife anyways. And bitch, you done came in your first season and they position you as the HBIC. Now you are the friend. Now you are the girl who holds the girls together. I guarantee you Porsha was pissed off. I guarantee it. But people are not going to say that because, of course, why would Porsha be jealous of Shemea? Because Shemea came in and did exactly what Porsha didn't want her to do.
Two things. First, that would have gone completely different if Kandi were there. If Kandi were there and Phaedra was not, they would have allowed Shemea to force that conversation with Porsha. But the power dynamic shifted because Kandi wasn't there to ensure that Shemea had a backup. Shemea, I think, has all of the trappings to be a great housewife, but she lacks the ability to be main character. Porsha has main character energy times 100. Nene has main character energy times 100. Kenya has main character energy times 100. Shemea is more Cynthia. So they don't have an anchor. They are trying to position things so that Shemea has the money. But when we talk about destiny swapping, the reality is Porsha wanted everything that Shemea had in the trappings of a family. Porsha was willing to not eat cat. She was willing to date a man who was sending booty pictures to other men. She was willing to forego her very illustrious Trillville music video lifestyle so that she could be Cordell's beard. And that's everything she always wanted. She was willing to give all of that up and even be a preacher because that's what she wanted. Now, on the other hand, Shemea got the man, got the family, and like her mama, can keep a man. But Shemea probably does not feel complete because she's like, I'm just as bubbly. I'm just as smart. I want the world to love me. I don't care that this man has all of these things over here. Realistically, what Shemea should have done was ask Gerald, how can I utilize who I am and whatever celebrity I do have to get you to become more than just the HVAC man of the airports. Maybe you can become the HVAC man of stadiums. Let's work this shit together in a way that makes us more money and I feel valuable. But Shemea is not thinking like that. And Porsha is not going to think like that about her because Porsha is not going to respect another girl who's busting it wide open or who's doing everything with me. She's going to respect the Phaedras, somebody who has something that she does not have. Now, we talking Destiny Swap. Phaedra, Frumpy Phaedra from Athens, did not come in wearing wigs. Phaedra was the smart girl by her own standards. Now she sees how loved Porsha is. She was always kind of sexual, but now she wants to be a thought. Drew has come in a married woman and left out Porsha. She always had a pretty face, but now she has gone and gotten the lipo 360, the BBL, the go naked hair, and she's just dating men who don't really have any money like Black and are going through scandals like Porsha. They're all destiny swapping. The problem is it doesn't feel like you have one housewife who is really, really just effing happy with what she got. And she just wants to make the rest of them miserable. Maybe Angela. Angela's great for reading, but Angela is not an anchor of a show. She's not fun. She's not bubbly. She's only there to read. We don't have a Nene who can do it all.
Right.
We don't have that.
Right.
Right. I want to like Shemea. I want to, but I'm not gonna lie. Porsha's more fun. Porsha's bubbly. I like to read a book, but that don't mean you won't see me on somebody's table at a hookah spot. Rodney can tell you. Rodney can tell you. I want to have fun with Porsha. I don't want to be crying with Shemea and K. Michelle every episode.
I don't dislike Shemea. I think what's wrong. I think what's happening with Shemea is it kind of puts me in mind of Candace. I remember Candace saying that prior to her coming to the Real Housewives of Potomac, she was loved. She was liked. Everybody liked her. So to come onto the platform and for it to like be the opposite, where the girls hate me, like, why do you hate me? I feel like Shemea is one of those girls where in real life people love Shemea, but on the show it's not landing, and I think that drives Shemea crazy. Like the viewers, these bitches don't like me. Like me, like I'm the bubbly. Like the girls love me at the basketball games. They love me. Candy love me. Like they love me. So why?
The Africans love me at the same region, and they be buying me bags and shoes.
Okay, like they love me. So I think that is a big part of Shemea coming across as whack to me in a way, because girl, you're so fixated on trying to get this group of women to like you. Girl, these bitches don't like you. You could sit in a car and explain all day long about Porsha, and how the relationship was. They don't care because they are going to always side with Porsha. Shemea really is on some I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Shemea needs to look at them like, bitch, y'all bitches is poor. Girl, my husband is rich. Y'all hoes can't fuck with me. That's how Shemea should come in a bona fide bitch and just look at everybody crazy. Girl, you kicking your mama out of your house to pay the bills over here at the $7 million house that you know you can't afford, that ain't even in your name. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kelly, you can't say nothing. Like, girl, she should just go down the list. Because at the end of the day, everybody on this show having a man on a pedestal. They do. So we're going to put a man on a pedestal, then let's put the man on a pedestal. And the reality is, y'all can't fuck with what I got going over here at this museum. And that's just what it is.
Did you call
Shemea
her
needs to come in a bona fide bitch and think she better than everybody.
Did you call her house a museum?
I call it a museum. Okay? That's a big ass house. Okay? Shemea should come in. I'm gonna take it a step. Shemea should come in, the dark-skinned woman with a $450,000 car, and think she better than everybody on the show.
Well, technically, she just traded in her old Bentley push gift for a new $300,000 Bentley convertible alongside that $450,000 truck.
Like that, like Shemea, girl, you really have what the housewives want as far as like a rich husband. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they want. That's why Porsha, like a fool, gave up her $2 million salary for $30,000 a month allowance. Like you have enough to throw in their faces. You do. No matter what the girls say. She does. But Shemea wants to be liked so bad by these girls, where it's just like, just please be my friend. Just please be my friend. Girl, please. I've got in my car and drove off. Girl, fuck y'all. And came back smiling like I ain't did nothing to nobody. That's how Shemea should act.
If if Shemea were smart on this last episode, what she would have done is said, "Oh, Phaedra, you want me to go to the cemetery? Hold that thought. Kelly and anybody else who F's with me, Gerald is taking us on a helicopter ride around. He's paying for a helicopter ride around Scotland, and we're going to the most prestigious Scottish, whatever you get the hair and the makeup and all that kind of stuff. We're going to a real spa, not outside this thing with a double wide trailer and a kiddie pool.
Yes.
Come on, let me show you. And we're all getting furs.
Yes.
Like just something crazy. And Pinky, we're gonna help you out too. Because clearly nobody likes you and nobody is telling you that what you wore was not a good look.
Shemea, I think this is what I will give Shemea. I think that we should give a tad bit of grace to Shemea, because even though Shemea has been a friend of, I do think that it's a different ball game when you become a housewife. And these other girls like Cynthia, Porsha, Phaedra, they know how this goes. Drew started out, the girls couldn't stand Drew Williams. You know, I call her Drew Williams. They couldn't stand Drew Williams. Now they love Drew. I think that sometimes
do they? No,
they love Drew.
Housewives.
They love Drew because they love Angela, and Drew is friends with Angela. And
I don't think so. I think that they love Drew because, like Phaedra, when she was just frumpy Phaedra from Athens, until Kenya activated her, that's just who she was. Now that people don't like K. Michelle and don't like Shemea, oh, we love Drew. Her prestigious career being on That's So Raven.
But they love Drew. They love Drew. I'll say this much. Okay, I see what you. I don't think they really love Drew. I think they only go up for Drew because of the people who Drew is going up against.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like K. Michelle, so you go up for Drew. Like the fact that people are going up for a deadbeat is insane to me. Can we just call a thing a thing?
A deadbeat? Any other
Drew? You said Drew.
Oh no. Rodney throws out shade that it takes me a second to like catch. Yeah, I guess she can't pay her bills. You're right.
I'm just saying she is. Like I said last time, if this was any other, y'all know, I go up for the girls. But if this was a man who had temporarily lost custody of his kids, was not taking his kids to school, we would call him a deadbeat. So why would the rules change for Drew? Drew was not taking her children to school, for what the people said.
That's better than nobody Drew. K. Michelle should have said deadbeat Drew. That would hit harder than nobody Drew.
Like, so all I'm saying, that's how I know the girls are just reaching, because now, how do you go for a deadbeat? I guess, but I guess, but yeah, I just I think that Shemea should start to play the game like the other girls play. Shemea, stop being. I don't hate to say this. Shemea, stop being whack. When you say something, especially when you want to bring up mamas, which is okay with me. But just stand in the fact that you brought up mamas. You know what I'm saying? Just stand up the fact that you brought up Diane sleeping with trying to sleep with your daddy. Don't, oh my God, like you knew what you were about to do. You thought about that. You came to that table with what I'm going to say. So just stand in it. And then after you say it, go back and act like you ain't said nothing. Gaslight the hell out of these girls. They all do the same thing. Huh? What? What did I say? Just do the same thing. Say some fucked up shit and then act like you ain't said nothing fucked up. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's how you took it? I didn't mean that. Oh, when I said fuck you, bitch, I didn't mean that, girl. I just meant to say, girl, you getting on my nerves, girl. You know what I'm trying to say? Just do the manipulation, gaslighting tactic that all the housewives do. I know I said that, but I really meant this. I know I said that, but I didn't mean that. Oh, that's how you took that? Oh, I don't remember saying that. When did I say that? Huh? What? Me? Do the same thing. That's what they all do. That's where I'm at with it. Shemea played the same game that the other girls play. Don't apologize.
No more. I don't really got nobody in the last like 2 or 3 years.
She said no more.
Don't say no. No, your wholeness can get deleted. Your wholeness can get deleted.
Kind of like that.
Yes. What you talking about? Your wholeness can get deleted. Like, just play the same game that the other girls play. Stop apologizing. They don't apologize. I have yet to hear Phaedra apologize to Candy and Todd. Hello? And we know what she said. So if they're not willing to apologize over something like that, I'm not apologizing that I said what I said about your mama. It is what it is. We can move on to the next day. I'm not apologizing to nobody. Y'all want to start talking about mama's off limits. Mama's not off limits. We just saw Porsha trying to whoop on Dennis' mama in Mexico. Shut up. You know what I'm trying to say? When did mamas become off limits? When did mamas become off limits?
Do it in real time. We would respect it more. We had this thing behind the scenes where we weren't going to say shit. But now that you said that my mom did the daycare, that's when you take it to hell. Yeah, well, we all know why your mama lost the daycare. It ain't just that she's not a good businesswoman. It's because something happened to one of the children. And while you're at it, your mama tried to lay it low and spread it wide for my daddy.
Shemea,
in the moment. Do it in the moment. Kenya would have.
In the words of Gabor, stop being punk puss, say it, stand in it, and be done with it. I'm not walking nothing back. I'm not apologizing. I said what I said. All y'all say some fucked up stuff. I'm not taking nothing back. Yes, I did lie and say that Pinky ate meat. Girl, Phaedra lied and said that Candy and Todd was gonna take this girl back to a sex dungeon and have it. Girl, what are you talking about? And y'all worked over because I said that Pinky eats some meat. Mm-hmm. I mean, that Phaedra said that Pinky eat meat. What's up? A lie is a lie. But I think on this show, in my honest opinion, I think that sometimes the viewers look for things to be mad about. Are you really, really more upset that Shemea did say that Phaedra said that Pinky eats meat, or are you just trying to find something to be upset about? Because Pinky and Phaedra ain't talking about Shemea saying what she said. They done moved on. Hello?
Let me address something really, really quick. Go ahead,
address it,
this has nothing to do with Rodney. This is me. One of my subscribers, I'm not going to name your name. You know I love you. You've been around for a long time. Feels like us having that conversation. Us having this conversation should not be had because we're men. Let me say this to you in the most loving way. The way I view it is, I, on this channel, talk about everybody across the board. Men, women, myself, whatever. In the confines of this conversation, we have heard everything that Shemea, Kelly, Porsha have put in and out of their body from each other. And a lot of it is lies. I have no problem with anybody giving commentary on Bravo topics the same way I have no problem with a woman who gives commentary on male sports. That's just how I feel. I feel like it's up, but nobody is taking any real true jabs. These are things that people are saying in the confines of the show. So whether it's me talking about it or whether it's somebody making up some married African preacher in Atlanta for Kelly, no woman should be saying that another woman took dick that she didn't take. So all things are created equal over here. We just gonna have conversations open and honest. Just like I say, I'm not a saint. That's why I didn't say your name, because I like you. But the reality is, it's misogynistic for a man to say that a woman should not be doing any newscasting. It's also equally in the same vein when a woman says to a man under the comments of the Shade Room, this is woman's business or this is man's business. That would be like a news reporter not being able to talk about men in a newscast, or a Black person talking about Hispanic people on a news station. So that's where I'm going with it. It's all things are created equal and everybody gets it over here. And it's just a good time. But technically, I don't know which D Porsha did or didn't take, which tongue she used or didn't use. I don't know which one of them, in her words, bitches ate her. I don't know, but that was on the show.
I just want to add this, and I'm gonna be done. Listen, I'm like Drea.
Your wholeness was deleted.
Yes, it was.
When? When?
It was deleted.
Do we need a date? This can't be Shemea and Porsha mama. We need to know.
It was deleted. So the point of the matter is, listen, we all got a little hoe in us. Okay. Pinky said we all are some sluts. That's what Pinky said. That's what Pinky said. Pinky said we all are some sluts. So I want to add this. It's not to slut shame or anyone, right? Because I've done my dirt. God knows I have. But the reality is, when it comes to Porsha, me being a man and me repeating what has been said about her amongst her friend group, that is coming from her friend group and Porsha's mouth. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I say stuff like, girl, Phaedra said that Porsha give her, you got the money for the pussy, got the pussy for the money. She literally just said that this season. The first 2 episodes, Phaedra referred to Porsha as a whore in her confessionals. Y'all better go back and watch. She's been calling this lady Miss Thoughtlandia since season what? Do y'all know thought means that hoe over there? What are y'all talking about? You've had Angela just last episode talking about Porsha's gag reflex and also referring to her as a whore. And last season saying, you better watch Porsha around your man. Because as history has shown us, she will fuck your husband. That's what Angela said. We've had Kenya say, Porsha don't know what she's talking about unless the dick is down her mouth. We've had Cynthia say that Porsha was sleeping with sleeping with a married man. She said that. We've had Porsha say she talked to R. Kelly. We know R. Kelly was married. We've heard Porsha say that one of you bitches eating me out tonight. We've heard Porsha from Kenya supposedly slept with Bolo and Tanya took off running to another country.
Porsha and that Peter was painting his waitresses with penis.
She said Peter was paying her waitress. We literally saw Porsha introduce a woman to us on this show as her friend and turned around and married her husband. Y'all called Kenya Moore a whore for years because she flirted with Apollo. And all the stuff that they have said about Porsha somehow magically gets erased? Absolutely not. The call is coming from the inside of the house, the inside of the friend circle. All I'm doing is repeating what they said about the girl. So if anything, y'all should question her friends, her friend group. That's it.
Or just own up to something. I get so frustrated when people are like, oh, you don't mess with Porsha. It's like, I don't mind. Like, I've only met Porsha one time. I thought she was very pretty. She's bubbly in person. Whatever. But I'm going to give my commentary because the reality is we need to have conversations like this. And some of these real conversations, like if you don't follow Rodney, definitely go to Rodney the Voice. His shit is so thorough. If you follow me and don't know who he is, his shit is thorough. We can use what, like I was talking about Blue and Claudia and Carlos and them. We can use that conversation because both things can be true. You can have a person who owns up to the fact that I don't want to F with my friends on my own show or my thing. But you can also say, if you're the friend like Shemea, who's kind of like more weak and accustomed to being like the Cynthia of the relationship, no, I have a voice. Hey, I don't want to take back seat to this person. So both conversations can get had. We can talk about destiny swapping. There are situations where your friend has some shit that maybe you want. And that's the reality. These shows are like a mirror to some of the shit that I've done that I'm like, oh, well, damn. Where do I fall in the friendship? Kind of like, what is it called? It's was it like friendship archetypes? Like these are real conversations. And the best part about it is I wasn't even into Bravo like this shit up until this season of this show because I enjoy watching y'all go in. And the shit is just, it's just our opinion. But Porsha seems like an ain't shit ass friend. Sorry, I don't want that friend.
Sorry.
And that's fine. I don't hate this woman, but the reality is she was jealous of Lauren when Lauren had a baby. The reality is I think she was jealous of Shemea finally coming into a space where Shemea got the man that she wanted. It's not like Porsha was saying, I need a stallion, a mandingo. She got with Simon. Dennis looked like a turtle. So the only things you had to do was have like a nice house or, you know, have a little money. And like Phaedra said, you know, Phaedra ain't gonna tell you her business, but Angela Stan said that Phaedra was using whips and chains and shit.
And if we're gonna be honest, have y'all caught on to this season how every time Phaedra come across some man, she's trying to figure out if he got some money or not? Have y'all noticed that? Phaedra does that every time. You worried about what's going on between Porsha and her legs. When Phaedra, you ain't too far off, but it sounds like I'm not mad at it, but
you are not going to convince me that Phaedra was not happy to be able to say that Porsha and her had shared a nigga.
I think
she was proud to say that Porsha had dated somebody after her.
I can see that. Because I feel like the girls like you said, Phaedra has always been like the sexual woman to a certain degree. Like, you know,
she's going through the back door at Chuck's house, and Candy and Mama Joyce are going to LV with Chuck, and you have your Phaedra told us season 1 that she completes. Everybody don't complete. Some people spit. Phaedra will complete the job. She was not called the head doctor for no reason. She completes the job.
Come on, shout out to the head doctor.
She said it. It is what it is. She's not giving us that now, but the reality is she does her shit.
Phaedra does her shit and she wants to be a mini Porsha.
Yes.
Phaedra does her shit. She's smarter than Porsha not to do it on TV to a certain, you know what I'm saying? She's not gonna fuck no strip on TV. You know what I'm saying? She not gonna bring no man on TV unless, you know, she'll do it like the guy she was talking to, the tall African guy she met on Marriage and Medicine. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't believe any of the shit. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. I don't believe it. I don't believe the African. I believe that she went after the dude that Claudia was dating because he was looking for a come up. There's another dude that she was supposedly talking like on the shade room. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. The reality is, Phaedra, you're a sexual being. And from the beginning, you have fought with wanting to let us know that you don't spit and you swallow, and then your mom and that prayer cloth. That's the problem. You're not going to do Bolo, but you are friends and employing every dude who can suck his own D. There's something there. It is what it is. These are the reality. You got along with Candy because y'all are both sexual beings at the bottom line. The problem was they put in a Kenya Moore who Apollo probably liked. He said he liked her physicality more, and she flirted with him. But we're not going to pretend like Porsha did not destiny swap with Fallon. It don't matter what you're saying about what she might have done with her husband. The bottom line is you had a business relationship with Simon when he had a failing club in Atlanta. So he was paying you to come to that motherfucking club, and that's what you did. And
they're dropping F-bombs.
Well, I mean, because it's like I don't like the main character energy. I don't like it because that's the only thing that they care about. Oh, she's pretty, she's this, that. She is the main character. She don't have nothing that she wants. The bottom line is, just because somebody's the main character does not mean that another person's story doesn't matter. That's what an ensemble cast is. If Porsha was that interesting, she would have her own show. She would be Kim Kardashian and have her own show. The reality is people allow her to have her feelings. Everybody's like, Porsha is about to go off. She ain't crazy. Marlo then slashed the girl's face. So Marlo was all in her face and chased her around a goddamn church. And her nor her goddamn sister jumped Marlo, because you're going to jump Jamie, somebody who works for you. You were going to attack Kenya because really she didn't beat up Kenya. She was trying to pull out Kenya's weave. She was going for what she thought Kenya had in her goddamn hair. That's why she just pulled that girl's hair down to the ground, and it didn't come out because at that point it was her hair.
Can I say something? I think Porsha is violent as hell. However, I'm not gonna sit here. I hate when people try to paint this picture like Porsha is this girl who whoop ass. The reality is, I ain't never seen Porsha just whoop nobody's ass. I saw her pull Kenya's hair. I saw her stand over Cynthia and get kicked. I heard she chased down some girl down an alleyway, right? Now,
Cynthia kicked her in the cat, and she
That
said,
is.
I could not work
coochie
for a
kick.
week. She said she kicked me and I could not work for a week, and she kicked you in the cat. So what does that tell you?
but for people to act like that, because when Marlo sat right beside Porsha and pulled that fan or whatever, where were they at? Thailand or wherever they were at. Remember when Porsha
like
and
Spain or Portugal or something.
Porsha and Marlo got into it, and Marlo yanked something out of her hand or something. I bet you Porsha ass got up. The girl, y'all don't know. Y'all, I seen bitches whoop ass.
She ain't that crazy.
Porsha ain't crazy. Porsha ain't crazy. Porsha knows. People just think that Porsha go for bad, and she not. Porsha ain't crazy.
Because she's the bad girl of Housewives of Atlanta. But she gonna be just like them girls who go to the baddies reunions. I mean the baddies like where they audition them and you think you a bad whatever, and then you see people really get their ass whipped and you say, what the hell am I doing? Like Nene went and thought she was gonna collect a cute coin from Zeus, and when it came down to it, she said, oh shit, I ain't about this. I might have choked Kim, but I'm not doing that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the way the girls act like Porsha is like baddies like 2.0. And like Porsha, them girls on baddies, they will show up with tennis shoes, boxer shorts, a sports bra, and a cornrows and punch each other in the face. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Porsha ain't doing all of that. Girl, ain't nobody got no reason to be scared of Porsha. No reason.
Okay. But when I saw
Marlo,
this,
though.
You should be scared of Marlo. When I saw this, I was like, this is the shit that I'd be talking about with Porsha specifically and how she's able to move and maneuver. When Kenya got into it with Nene at Candy's shower for one of the babies that she had with the surrogate for what's her name?
Shadina?
When Shadina and Candy had that baby shower, Kenya and Nene got into it. And then Kenya went and spoke to Shemea behind Nene, and they threw a fit. They said, you were trying to provoke Nene. You don't get into it with nobody like that and go and stand behind her. You remember that? It was a big deal.
Was it when did they have on all white?
I just know it was a baby shower.
I'm not gonna bore y'all. Be remembering something I can't remember all the way back to season 5, episode 3.
It was a baby shower outside, and this was when Kenya. It might have been like season 12, and Kenya and Nene were at it. So after she was done arguing, Kenya walked around and went and talked to Shemea, who was standing behind Nene, and everybody threw a fit. But in this episode,
I saw it, baby. Bitch. I said, baby, that Porsha is, baby. That Porsha, I caught that. I said, now, Porsha, out of all the places you could stand, you gonna sit right beside Shemea? This is the thing. Can we talk?
Well, I mean,
this is the thing. Shemea cares more about Porsha than Porsha cares about Shemea.
Mm-hmm.
Porsha knows that Shemea, at this point, at this point, she knows Shemea I guarantee you, if Porsha had went to Shemea and said, Shemea, girl, can we have a conversation? I bet you Shemea would have been putting her tennis shoes on, running to go talk to Porsha. After all that shit she had told Kelly, I'm done, we over. No. But I also think that just goes with Shemea really, 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 really caring about Porsha. I think that when it was done, it was done. But I don't think that it takes away that Shemea, to me, I think cares more about Porsha than Porsha cares about Shemea. And Porsha knew what she was doing when she came and stood right beside Shemea and put her hand on that chair.
While Shemea was looking crazy in that outfit, Porsha looked like the perfection, and then she looked like perfection. Like she looked great. This is like a 40-plus-year-old woman.
Who did you have to say before she looked a mess?
No, Shemea. While Shemea is wearing that blue whatever, not looking great. So then Shemea, you don't help because optics matter. So that episode airs, and then you wear this.
I did see that.
It's not that. What me and Rodney talked a lot about yesterday was the kids. I had not seen the episode yet, and Rodney was like, "There's one part I know you." It's one part that you about to trip on. And it was something so simple, but it was poignant to the relationship. When it comes down to the children, I agree with Porsha. If I really don't F with you, I'm not super concerned about my child being around you. And it's Porsha has every right to tell Dennis, I really don't want my daughter there. I don't trust her. I don't trust her mama. Whatever the case is, she has a right to do that. However, the other side to that is I have relationships with we could say, for lack of a better term, my sister's ex step grandchildren, right? Like I've developed relationship with kids who aren't necessarily blood related to me, but I love them like I love my blood related relatives. It's okay to have a relationship where you love somebody's mother and you love the child, or you've been around the child since they've been born. You don't have any say there. And Shemea, I think from the bottom of her heart, does enjoy when Porsha's kid is still allowed to come over and play with her daughters through Dennis. But just like the rest of your relationship, Porsha is telling you to your face, I'm not the same person as you. I would not be trying to go pick up your children. And she said it in such a flippant way. And it's like, she's telling you, she has signaled to you. When it came time for her to apologize to you with the Phaedra shit, she told you, just sit here, be quiet, and be there for me. Continue to be there for me. I'm not going to take any responsibility for whatever I did with her, nor you. When it's coming down to the children, you are bringing up a conversation about her daughter when the bottom line is that's her goddamn mama and you are my ex-friend. If she don't want her around you, she may not feel like your children's relationship is that close. Or even if she does, she don't care. You are arguing with her about her damn daughter and she's saying, I wouldn't do the same for your two daughters. Sorry.
Again, I just to echo some of what you said, I do believe that a parent, if you don't want your child going to the zoo, they're not going to the zoo. You know what I'm saying? So if Porsha does not want her daughter going over to Shemea's house, she ain't going over to Shemea's house. However, I don't believe that Porsha believes that Shemea would harm Pilar. I think that Porsha is trying to paint the picture that Shemea is this evil, mean-spirited, you can't trust her, she's the devil. Like, I think that's the picture she's trying to paint, and I don't have any examples of Shemea actions aligning with those words. Is she messy? Yes. Is she weak? Yes. Can she be whack? Yes. Can she be corny? Yes. But evil, devil, means like that takes it to a whole nother level for me. It's just like when when people use certain language, like, oh, he's aggressive. You know how y'all, black women, when black women get mad when people say you aggressive, y'all know words have meanings, right? So all I'm saying is Porsha can have whoever she wants to have around her children, but it did kind of bring it on home to me when Porsha said in the confessional and said, I wouldn't go try to pick up Shiloh and Shia. Like, damn. Like, I question people in their friendships with people, because how have you known each other half of your life, been best friends for over a decade, and just like that, you could be like, and then say, I was there for the birth of her daughter, she was there for the birth of mine, and then be like, bitch, I wouldn't go try to pick up Shiloh and Shia. Like, damn. Like,
it would have hit different. It would have hit different if all she said was, I'm not picking them up. But if Dennis has Shemea's children around, I'm going to love on them because I still love them. It would hit so different if she would have threw that in there. Like, but if they're around me, I'm going to love them because I do love them. That's not what she said.
No. And I do believe that Shemea does care about Pilar. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that Shemea... what?
We're no longer friends. You dead to me and them kids. Fuck them kids.
But I also think too, when you really think about how Porsha and Shemea fell out, they really just fell out because of miscommunication, because of Shemea not being honest about her feelings about Porsha. Like the way that people are trying to act like Shemea and Porsha fell out because this evil, horrible thing happened. Girl, it was Shemea not being honest with her friend about how she felt, them not talking about things to the point where they really resolved the issue. But Shemea and Porsha did not have this deep falling out where they couldn't have come back from it, in my honest opinion.
No, you took my motherfucking job. You over here trying to be center peach on my shit. And I told you I didn't want to be on it. Now you're making me work harder.
Well, that's not what she's saying, though. She said, I wanted you to be a housewife.
Yes, because that's what I gotta say to sound good
No,
to
you
these
don't.
people.
You need to be, and that's a part of the problem. People need to start being honest. Say what it is. Say, you know what? That's what I'm saying. Like, Porsha don't want to live in the fact that she's a little loose. You let the girls tell it. Oh, Porsha, she's this free spirit. No, she's not. A free spirit would live in the fact that she's a free spirit. A free spirit don't live in secrecies. A free spirit is out and flowing. Hello? If Porsha wants to say Shemea is absolutely correct, I did tell her. It would make so much. It would really kind of change it for me if Porsha just said, you know what? Shemea is absolutely 100% correct. I wanted this to myself. Shemea already had things going on. I finally found something, my own lane. I did not want any of my friends over here. And so she came, I felt the way about it. That's all Porsha got to say. But Porsha wants to play the game of no, Andy, right? I did want her to be a housewife. No, you did, and it's okay. Just say it. Y'all don't be wanting to be honest and truthful about how you feel. You ain't no different than Shemea, if we're gonna be honest.
You're no different than me, bitch. Isn't that what Nene Culture, right?
Okay. Shemea walking around here not being honest about how she feels. You not being honest about how you feel. Y'all both doing the same thing. Say how you feel to your friend. I'm hurt that you didn't come to my wedding. I'm hurt because I didn't want you on the show. That's it. But they don't want to say that. So now shit is amplified and bigger than what it really needs to be. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I don't have any issues technically with Shemea, but I'm not invested in you because you're not giving me a lot of real shit to get invested into you with. I just want you to do better in terms of being carefree. You're beautiful. You got the family. You have the nuclear family we're all looking for. And you got the real legitimate money. Be carefree. If she's saying all these wonderful things about Phaedra, somebody who, you know she don't really believe that about, let her be carefree. But when you're talking about she didn't even go to her wedding, she didn't come to yours. So who's more dumb? Because she is propping Phaedra up as this great person who she didn't even want at the wedding. You invited her to the wedding. She's carrying $100,000 purse. She's sleeping with that woman, Tamala, what was her name? Tamala something's man, a dictator's son, who then bought her a $300,000 Rolls Royce. And she's saying she can't afford to go to Africa because if she ain't flying first class with, her feigning issue, she ain't going with $400,000 in a purse and a car. So Shemea, again, even Carlos was talking about Shemea and and Porsha. And he said when Porsha came on the show, his show, and they interviewed, she said she didn't want to talk about Shemea. So that was done. Now the interview has shifted to whatever she wants to talk about. Shemea, you came on that interview and you talked all about Porsha. Mm-hmm. The whole interview was about Porsha, to the point where Carlos said something and it tripped you up and you ended up sounding like a liar. And
I remember.
That only happened because you allowed it to. You could have had an interview where you talked about your what is it, that booty rum that she's selling? Mm-hmm. You could have talked about your husband. You could have played up his business. You could have talked about the Hawks. You could have talked about Angela's nose. but you got on that interview and consistently made Porsha the star of your story. She was smart enough to say, you ain't gonna trip me up. We ain't gonna talk about me sitting with Shemea and not giving her the apology when I should have. Way back in season 9, we're not gonna do that. So you tripped yourself up. And so when Carlos and them were talking about it, that's what it made me think, oh, Carlos never even had an opportunity to go back to season 9 and ask Porsha if she felt like she did this woman wrong, because Porsha was smart enough to put a stop to it. And she was smart enough to make herself the victim in this moment alongside Candy. And because she's likable and because she's pretty and because she's fun, Bravo and the viewers let her get away with something that she should have had the same. Whatever happened to Phaedra should happen to Porsha.
Yes.
But people think, Gabor told me, it's like a quote, something about fools. Jesus protects fools or something like that. It's some quote about you being dumb, and people will be like, oh, well, you dumb, so you didn't really mean it. She meant it. But she was smart enough to make herself the victim. You were not smart enough to make her talk.
Porsha has figured out, Porsha's not like this, intellect, but Porsha has figured out this housewife game. She's been on this show long enough. She knows how this works. Porsha said on Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip, and I'm paraphrasing, they asked her in the confessional, like, when you get caught up into some shit, what do? Just play dumb. That's what Porsha said. Porsha knows now, oh, this is what I have to do. Whenever I get caught into some shit, just play the dumb ditzy girl, bubbly personality, then girl, everything is fine. That's why Porsha will always be able to get away with pretty much anything, because people don't look at the ditzy fun girl as this evil person. Like, you can't be the ditzy dumb pretty girl and be evil at the same time. Kenya can be the evil person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can make evil people, but you can't, like, they'll never say like the Portias of the shows of Housewives are like this evil person, because there's no way that both can exist. No, Porsha likes to have a good time. No, Porsha is a fun girl. No, Porsha is fun. What do you mean she's evil? Girl, what do you mean? What do I mean? You're not watching the show? But I think that what Shemea fails is Shemea hasn't caught on to how to play the housewife. At this point, it really is a game. She hasn't learned how to play the housewife game. Shemea, don't talk about Porsha. That's it. That's really this. How can I say this? You will never win going against the person you like the most. You will never. It will never work in your favor. It does not matter how right you might be the majority of the time, if not all of the time. If you are going up against the fan favorite, you will always lose. Look at how fast people let go. What Angela said about her trying to dig dirt on Shemea. That didn't come up in the group. The car's not having a conversation about it because they don't give a damn about you, Shemea. Because at the end of the day, girl, we team Porsha. Girl, Porsha said, "Get that bitch up out of here," and so we get you up out of here. We're gonna make you so miserable to the point where you're not gonna want to come back next season. I hope she come back though.
Shemea.
I want her to come back just to make the girls mad. This is what I want for Shemea. I want Shemea to come back next season and be a bona fide bitch. That's what I want. I want Shemea to come back and talk about Drew not having her kids. Every chance I get, I'm gonna talk about how you ain't got your children. You can say whatever you want to say about mine, but I got them motherfuckers. You can say whatever you want to say about my children. I got them.
And I can afford a nanny.
Okay, I got them. You can say what you want to say. I got them. Okay, and I take them to school, me and my husband. Because y'all saw a clip this season of me and my husband dropping our daughter off and walking down the street.
Your husband said you don't take your children to school.
Your husband said you don't take. Like those, I want Shemea to come back and be a bona fide. I'm talking about, girl, I'm better than all y'all. My husband is rich. Girl, he not embarrassing me. Girl, I got my 2 cars. I got my nanny, my chef. Girl, y'all poor and y'all mad about it. That's how I want Shemea to come back.
What do I
That's
hope?
it. You evicted your mama out of your house. You evicted your mama out of your house, Porsha, to take that money and pay for this house that's not even in your name. Because they said, I read the other day on Realtor.com that the house is in Simon's name.
While Shemea has money to throw away and let Kelly be her tenant for free.
Thank you. Girl, I just put this girl in my house. I just put this girl in my house for free. Well, I think it was free. I don't know. Like that's how I want Shemea to come back. Girl, I don't care about none of y'all, girl. I'm gonna walk around here with my Hermes bag. I'm gonna get in my $500,000 car. Then I'm gonna go back home and switch it out and get the other car just to drive back to the same scene. Girl, I don't care about y'all. I don't care. This is just a show, and this is just a game show anyways. So let's just play.
Don't be dumb like Monique talking about this check ain't real, and now you need that check. Don't be Monique from Potomac.
No. I mean, the fact of the matter is, even Shemea's marriage could come to an end, and I don't know if she's gonna have the same lifestyle. But baby, while I got it, while I have it, I'm gonna talk shit.
You made a good point. People call Porsha dumb, but the smartest thing she ever did was play along with Phaedra that whole season 9 reunion, and then bam, hit Phaedra with, well, you told me. That was actually very smart.
I'm gonna tell you how this is not no alleged. This is. I remember that season. Porsha was at Watch What Happens Live. Phaedra was in the audience. Okay. And this was leading up. This was the same season as a whole mess that happened with the whole, sex dungeon allegation. Thinking back, I said, "Oh, Porsha she knows what she's doing." Because, girl, you probably knew at that moment. When I get to this reunion, I'm laying that bitch out. Like you knew when I get to this reunion. I know when I get to this reunion, I'm gonna put on these waterworks. Phaedra, you tell them. Didn't they? Like that. I'm gonna play it up. Like Porsha is smart enough to know what I need to do. Anytime I get caught into some shit, I'm gonna cry. I did it when I pulled Kenya's hair when I pulled her to the ground. I somehow turned into the victim, right? I'm the one on the ground who needs consoling. I did it when I was in Mexico about to fight Dennis's mama and throwing plates across the room. I'm the one they had to console. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to always turn this around, and I'm going to look like they did something to me.
Carlos was looking like he was having sex with her after Cynthia had kicked her in the cat. Like, the way that she was, like, on her back with her legs in the air, talking about she was going to destroy her and she was going to destroy that bitch. It looked like Carlos was having sex with Porsha. To your point, it's always her in her whatever. It's always Porsha.
It is, but she knows what to do. Like it's like she's smart to the point where she knows what to do. Like I'm just gonna come on. Like I'm gonna let Shemea and all the other girls come on here and talk about bankruptcies and leaky assholes and surrogacy and your baby that the surrogacy that make it crackhead surrogates. Like I'm gonna let them talk about that. And I'm gonna come on. I'm just gonna be the fun girl who get dressed up and my body is done. And hey y'all, how y'all doing? And then when they're trying to trigger me. They're trying to trigger me. That's Porsha. So then when I do pull this bitch to the ground, I can say, see, I told you that they were trying to trigger me. And then it's, oh, you messed with Porsha. I done clocked Porsha a long time ago. It's 8 bitches on the show, and you're the only one that can get triggered.
Well, then, but again, I blame Shemea is your mama. Her mama did it to your mama. Y'all forgave it. She has shown you time and time again that she probably don't see it for you in the way you see it for her. And we wanted to like you. We wanted to like you. Do it in the moment. She talk about your mom being egregious. You talk about her mom opening your legs for your daddy. Because now she even said your daddy don't have no teeth. You might be your uncle's child. Like,
That's like
talk about her Backpage ad. Talk about
and that's the thing that's the thing that frustrates me with Shemea and why I call her whack, because I get it. I do believe Shemea when she says that, girl, I've really been trying to like hold on, hoping that we could come back to this friendship. I'm paraphrasing what she said, but like I was hoping we could come back to the friendship. But girl, it's done. You see what the road that Porsha is going down. So girl, you should have just followed. You should just went down the same. And I know it's easier. It's easier for me to say that because, again, I do believe to some degree they did have a real friendship. You know what I'm saying? They've been knowing each other since middle school, they used to take family vacations together. Even though I know that Porsha was cooler with the sister than Shemea at one point.
Back to Freaknik days.
Yeah, come on, baby.
When Shemea and Porsha was watching when Shemea and Porsha was watching Claudia and Kenya in music videos saying that they could be that one day. That's how long. And they mamas was both at Freaknik. Phaedra's mom looked like the type that then had that prayer cloth in her lap her whole life. Not Shemea's mama. That prayer cloth is new. It may not have ever been used yet, but that prayer cloth is new. Phaedra's mama then had her prayer cloth. Just saying. You know, just birds of a feather. Birds of a feather.
Oh, poor Shemea and Porsha.
It's generational, all right. I like Shemea as a person, but I cannot fault Porsha for establishing the boundaries. The boundaries say, I'm main character. And if you have fallen in line this whole time, 20, 30 years later, now you want to finally speak up. The reality is that don't really play out well. You would have needed to have a backbone sooner. And Cynthia does the same thing. I think Cynthia is a more likable Shemea, except when Cynthia really comes out, she shows up. And we saw after she wasn't up Nene's skirt no more, Cynthia went right into it. And one of the best reunions fights was Cynthia versus Phaedra.
Right.
Nobody saw it coming. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cynthia won. That win a case takes me out today. I'm not even going to lie. Win a case. Well, your aura wasn't exactly glowing, honey. Like Apollo was your storyline, and now he's gone.
The men always the story. I will say I think it's a tad bit different for me because I think it's easier for Cynthia and some of the other girls that have backbones because the reality is y'all just met these girls due to a show. Shemea, who has always played, you know, the Robin to Portia's Batman. Now I think she's on TV, and now, of course, they down here watching the YouTube videos. They down to Twitter, and Shemea is reading how people are calling her stupid. Girl, like, you looking stupid. Like Giselle told, you looking stupid. So I think that plays a part into Shemea also wanting to find some backbone too. The comments, the videos. But I'm not
Cynthia. Would you call my husband a bitch? That it is that. Except Cynthia responded by the reunion. Right. She responded by the reunion. She didn't wait 7 years.
No, she didn't. That's why I fought Shemea. Like, you know, the girls say I don't hold Shemea accountable, but I know I do. But anyways, I feel like with Shemea, even when Angela and Drew took her out and got her drunk and looking her up, Shemea, even in that moment, should have told Drew and Angela, girl, I'm not talking about my friend with you bitches. I just met y'all 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they shouldn't have even had, Angela shouldn't have even had, or Drew shouldn't have even had anything to say about what you thought about Porsha. Like, they shouldn't have even had any information to take back to Porsha. Because as soon as they started asking you about you and Portia's friendship, the response should have been, girl, me and Porsha already worked through that in the conversation. If they kept poking, girl, I don't know you or you. So now I'm not talking about my friend over a decade with some bitches I just met 3 weeks ago because of this show. That's
and
how
I can't trust you because you don't even know how to get a good nose. Yeah. Which rooms are you in? But the good part is I'm engaged. I'm watching all y'all. Shout out to the new content creators. I'll be in their chats. I've been watching you, Gabor, Jamie, Carlos's panel, the Whether You Like It or Not panel. I'm in all because I'm engaged again in the show. That's the crazy part. When it's real drama, when it's like real friendships, people really want to see how this shit is going to play out. And this is the demise of, and it's horrible, I guess. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's bad.
It's horrible. And I was one of those people too, like last season. Believe it or not, I was one of those people like, oh, I hope that Porsha and Shemea really like make it through. Cause like I really don't like to see friends like fall out. And then like y'all really don't have no issue. Like y'all do have an issue. No, y'all do. But I feel like it was something they could have worked through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to say something, take up a Porsha. I think it's my third time taking up a Porsha.
Not you counted.
Okay. I'm about to say something.
You want to say it to her face? Hold on. You want to say it to her face?
I'm about to say something, and I'm gonna take it back because of what you said. I do believe that Porsha is used to Shemea playing basically in the background. So, bitch, that's where you always been. So just stay there. Mm-hmm. A part of me does believe that this episode, Porsha said something, and she said something like, we could have been back on track. We could have gotten back on track. Mm-hmm. And a part of me, I'm gonna say this, a part of me does believe that if Shemea would have just played it cool for the whole season and her and Porsha not beef, I could see, because I think Porsha looks at this as a show. I don't think she looks at her friendship with Shemea as a friendship. It's a show. So, girl, we gonna beef this season, but girl, next season, girl, we could come back and bang these bitches together. But I do think where Shemea messed up with Porsha is when she started talking about Diane and her cooch. I can see Porsha like waiting, like, okay, I'm gonna see how this play out, and maybe next season, girl, she ain't saying nothing to me. I'm not saying nothing to her. We really ain't got no beef this season. But I think that when Shemea got pissed off that Kelly made up with Porsha, I think that sent Shemea over the edge, and she just crashed out and started talking about your mom wanting to sleep with my daddy. I
agree with you, but Shemea would have had to be comfortable going back to the old confines of that relationship. You still got to play the back burner. We can make amends.
That's true.
As long as you are willing to be my sidekick again.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. And Shemea, I'm sorry. Can I say something and I'll take it back? Ain't no way no rich bitch should be playing a sidekick to nobody, bitch. Girl, no, I know I'm not. Let me say something. I have always said this. One of the reasons that I like when rich women come onto the show is because I do feel like
they bow down. You don't even have to like Heather Dubrow, but you ain't saying shit to her because you don't know who she's connected to.
I don't have to kiss your ass. Like, I don't have to beef with you. Like, I don't have to come on here and beef with. I don't have to kiss somebody's ass because, girl, I'm rich. Girl, my husband is rich. Like, I can see how, I'm going to say it, Kelly. I can see how Kelly might be in a situation now because we know that Kyle, like Crystal, what's her name? Crystal from Beverly Hills said that she was told this is Kyle's show. Right? Mm-hmm. We know that that's Giselle's show. We know that this is Porsha's show. So I could see how the girls come into this and be like, damn, I gotta kiss this bitch ring. You know what I'm saying? But I could see how a person like Kelly might feel like, because I need the money. Like, so I gotta make up with Porsha. You know, now how long it's gonna last? I don't know. Girl, I might have to kiss ass, basically.
That's a good point. Because Monique didn't have to. And we love Monique because she came on Giselle's show. She was a chocolate woman and said, I have 5 houses. And we knew that Giselle was jealous because if she could destiny swap with somebody, it would have been Monique. Because Monique had the family, the money, whatever.
She lived in Potomac.
To your point, we got mad with Monique when she started kissing Giselle's ass. And she didn't have to.
She didn't have to.
To your point, she did not have to kiss. We would have been just fine looking at whatever... what did they have that Giselle was like, who has that? Giselle is living in a shack, but she was talking about her fish tank. Who still has a fish tank? A woman who owns her home.
I haven't heard of Monique. I haven't heard of Monique having any money problems. I don't think she just banked when she divorced Chris. I was kind of surprised on how she came back, but like I said, I can get how some of the girls, depending on their financial setup, how they might feel like I gotta kiss some ass on this show. Girl, if my financial setup not like yours, I'm not kissing no ass. And if I do, it's gonna be the girl who, like, I can see why Sutton might kiss Kathy Hilton's because Kathy Hilton is Kathy Hilton. Girl.
What did she say? We don't have the same bank account to Dorit. Your bank account doesn't
Right.
qualify.
What did you
I appreciated that moment because it was like that's the reality. There is a hierarchy to you, Dorit, because you are a scamming ass whatever. But I don't need it. Now Sutton is just like Shemea, has the money, but wants the fame and celebrity, and she wants to be well liked. And she doesn't know how to do that. Unlike Shemea, Sutton ain't cute. Sutton ain't cute. That's just the problem. Shemea don't know how to really work her money in a way that, you know, makes her seem like she don't care. She is truly bothered that Porsha's not her friend. Now, where she effed up, she loves Candy, but Candy's not the fun girl.
No.
She should have told, she should have, you know, I don't know what she did. I don't know if Porsha, I do believe Porsha when she said they kissed, if we're just going to be honest. But Shemea should have latched on to Candy when she had her opportunity to really be her friend. But instead, Shemea sees Porsha and the way Porsha is bubbly and happily and drunk and all that kind of shit as the image that she wants. So she didn't know how to toe her hook to Candy, but Candy would have been the one who would have been the clutch hitter with her. Porsha is making her the sidekick. Candy would have uplifted her in every way and gave her every connection.
Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that.
But she wants to be the fun girl. You got 2 children, a 63-year-old husband, and a mansion. Let the fun girl image go. Porsha is the fun girl and having to mess with Mike and Sway. At 40, what, 44, 45?
45.
And he is a paid actor, and Sway is trying to sell product, just like Simon, just like Dennis. The reality is you've won. Let it go. Just be rich and fun.
I don't think Shemea realizes that though. I think it bothers, and it should though. It should bother her that she's no longer friends with Porsha. It should bother her. That was her friend.
Go to therapy. Once you go to therapy, you don't give a damn. Once you go to therapy, you know what you care about? Your children and your husband or your wife. And
not forever.
But
I mean,
tell me how you feel about this. Tell me how you feel about this. There's generations, right? So we live in a generation where I don't give a fuck what my mom does. I don't care what happened between me and my mom. I'm gonna be right there with her, no matter what. We now live in a generation where people are more in tune with their feelings, and they will cut off their mama.
Right.
So it's like it feels like Shemea is more of that old school generation where I'm gonna make it work with a friend, even if her mama was a hold of my mama, even if they maybe have snuck each other too with niggas, whatever. And Porsha is of the generation where I have to center self. I have to do what makes me happy. And when you have 2 people like that, they can only work out so long because Shemea is always going to feel resentful because she does whatever to acknowledge Porsha. But Porsha, on the other hand, in this generation, she's not wrong. She has to do what she needs to do to make sure that Porsha is good. Like,
but my pushback on that is, shout out to the diva. Porsha is a bitch who's always in survival mode, though. Like, Porsha is good. Porsha, let me break this down for the girls who think I don't give Porsha her props. Porsha was literally on her way to being the face.
She had too much therapy. Porsha had a mom who said, no matter what it is, you worry about you. You worry about who you doing. You worrying about who you can get. That's the problem. She thinks like today's society where I could turn on my mama because my mama's not bringing me happiness. That could never happen with me.
Porsha Porsha has it though. Porsha was on her way to being the face of Bravo as far as I was concerned. I honestly really believe that Porsha, they love Porsha. She was definitely going to be the face of RHOA. All Porsha had to do was marry that man who she stole from that lady, take her lashings that next season, sell off into the sunset with her spinoff show with Simon, come in every now and again, do some drop-ins on RHOA. Porsha would have still probably had a spinoff show, even if her and Simon had been divorced by now. She would still be that girl. Porsha was making, they said, $1.6 to $2 million per season before she left that goddamn show. And she gave that up because in Porsha's head, I want to be the kept woman. I want, like, even this season, she's sitting down talking to this lesbian. And she's like, oh, I know you could probably take care of me. Why are you still clawing? I get it. Everybody wants to live the soft life. Everybody wants to be able to scream from the mountaintop. My man take care of me. My man has 2 jobs, right? But Porsha, what if that's not the road that you're supposed to follow? What if the road of the road that you're supposed to follow, as what you say, I'm on my way to being a $1 billion, my net worth is $1 billion. What if your road is supposed to be the girl who runs Bravo, who runs RHOA, who runs the beauty industry, who has Go Naked Hair, who has Pampered by Porsha, who making $2 million down to RHOA? What if that's supposed to be what you're supposed to be doing? Porsha, you actually did make it. Bitch, you had $1 million house. Ain't too many girls walking around here as a single black woman saying they live in a $1 million house. Porsha, you went from not being able to buy shoes. Remember that season Porsha couldn't buy shoes when she left Cordell? Porsha went from not being able to buy shoes. Porsha, you have the teeth, you have the nose, you have the hair, you have the makeup, you have the ass, you have the fashion, you have the purses, you have the house, you have the cars, you have the men and the women.
Fair. It's not
what?
fair. It's not fair.
What's not fair?
The same way we can say that about Shemea, you already won. It's because that's how we internalize her winning. If Porsha has always wanted to be just the woman with the soft kept life, and she wants the trappings of that to the point where she'll give up everything for that, we could say you have turned nothing into something. You were the girl who was supposed to be the joke because you didn't even, your grandpa is a part of history and you don't even know what the Underground Railroad is. You were supposed to be the joke. You've turned that into a multi-million-dollar business and brand. And we could want that for her. But if all Porsha, but let me not say all, if what Porsha wants is the soft life and the trappings of that, none of those things that would make a million other people happy are really going to make her happy, because what she wants is that nuclear family and to be the rich kept woman.
And that's why she's always going to be, and that's why she's always going to be ripping and running the streets.
And that's why Shemea is always going to be running after the Porschas to get a little bit of shine off that. We can't want for somebody what they don't want.
No,
her dream, that's her dream.
That's her dream, but at what point do we say you sound like a fool because bitch, you're pushing 50?
Well, maybe this strap on, maybe the strap on is what will tie her into her real destiny. Maybe.
Come on, strap on. Because this is not. How many times did we go down the same road? Because you went down that road with Cordell trying to play this separate wife when you couldn't even go to the strip club. Then you went down the same road with Simon, and girl, his ass got deported, and you act like you didn't know what you signed up for.
Rodney, maybe it was not about the goddamn strip club. Maybe Cordell knew she wanted the cat in the strip club, and he was trying to keep her from. This is why I hate Rodney. Rodney be having me thinking about shit that I mean. Yes, maybe Cordell was trying to get her out the strip club because Porsha was going to take one of them strippers home.
Baby. All I'm saying is, even though it is true, you can't. What I want for my life is what I want for my life. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell me otherwise. So I do agree with that. What Porsha wants, it doesn't matter what picture that I paint that Porsha has achieved. If that's not the picture that she's painted, then it don't matter at the end of the day. But at what point does somebody say, Porsha, girl, the fact that you're still out here in 2026 sitting down with lesbians talking about, yeah, I know you can take care of me. Girl, you didn't learn your lesson the last go around? You didn't learn your lesson the first two niggas who you married?
2? Where is it? The pursuit of stupidity.
Like, when did we just say, Porsha, girl, you made it, girl? You good, mama? Like, girl, you got everything that you don't work for. You got a name. You got, you got a little celebrity. Girl, you a millionaire. You got a house. Like, you got it. And that still ain't good enough. Because in your head, Porsha wants the Porsha wants a soft. She wants to be able to say, my husband has me on an allowance. I want to be able to say, Simon gives me $30,000 a month, even though I was making $2 million on RHOA. But Simon gives me 30. I live a soft life. I don't have to work. That's what Porsha wants baby to say. And if that's what she wants, then that's what she wants. But I think it's crazy. Girl, you pushing 50, girl. Sit your ass down. Now you a lesbian at 50?
I mean, technically, as bad as this sounds, she should be taking notes from Kim Zolciak, because Kim was on the pathway to being just as big as Nene, and Kim just shut it all down for the quote unquote family, and because she was going to sail into the sunset with the football player. And she had the ability to continue making money and was like, no, I'm good here. And the end result is you're broke. Still looking for that life. But that's what makes her happy. She's happy being the mistress.
And that's why I don't blame Shemea for trying to find something outside of Gerald. Because when the marriage is over, if the marriage is over, the girls be on the corner shaking a can.
I think that I'm sorry. The booty
People
room
get
is.
divorced
I'm
every day.
sorry. Are you buying the booty room?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm just asking. Are you buying the booty room?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not mad at
She
Shemea.
should have something on her own. I get it, but are you
Yes.
buying the booty room? Because I'm
No,
not.
I don't drink rum though.
I don't know. We talking destiny swapping. That's a tough one because it looks like they all want something that the other have. They all do. There's not one person except Angela in the cul-de-sac who I think probably is really happy with her husband, but he's not. He did cheat on her. It's not like they have the perfect thing, right? They said the yard was nasty. And sometimes when you see somebody who is always going at other people internally, there's something. I think Angela's a beautiful woman. I think Angela came on here self-assured. I think Angela can read, but I don't think that Angela expected to be challenged about her looks. Everybody has a tale, and Angela's is her looks. I think she's beautiful, but clearly when she got her ethnic rhinoplasty and Shemea brought it up, she's never really going to forgive Shemea for that. She's not. Shemea's soft spot is always going to be her marriage. So they're going to say, you then took every dick possible because that's her soft spot. Phaedra's a little smarter than your average. So you're not really playing on her soft spot. The one person who did was Kenya, and that was Apollo. Nene is her edges because Nene's pretty much a clutch hitter. She's going to go at you. It was her edges and it was Greg. But outside of that, there's not too much. Sheree is so delusional that she don't have no soft spots. Sheree don't have shit. It was kind of sort of the house, but whatever. Angela, I think, is the closest person on this cast to really just having it, and Shemea and Phaedra hit her where it hurt. Phaedra said she looked old, and Shemea talked about her nose on her first season. So it don't matter how dynamic she was. And then somebody set her up to look like her husband was cheating again or something. They hit her hard.
She said Phaedra, but she apologized to Phaedra.
They hit her hard. They hit her really hard now that I think about it. Because she was coming in hot and she can read.
I like Angela. I don't dislike Angela. She cool.
I like Angela.
She all right, but I think that she let the first season.
Where they was like she was a star.
Yeah, I think she let that go to her head. I do. I think I
she's missing the fun element. That's the problem.
I think she
reads older, and she's missing the fun element
because she's so busy. She's so busy trying to be the bone carrier, basically. Like I said, the AKA the messy bitch, because that's all the bone carrier is, the messy girl. She's so busy trying to be the bone carrier that it's like, girl, you just messy. Like that's all you do. Like
you can never be her own joke. There's no self-deprecation. There's none with her. And I think that's kind of like important. Cynthia is as elegant and pulled up as Angela, but Cynthia will get on there and do that stiff ass twerk. Angela would never.
Right.
Angela's always going to walk into the room with a nice dress on and give you kind of like pulled up in the corner, and she's going to be looking to snipe you on the side. She's looking for what she can do to pull the scene in her direction. But in terms of being friendly and fun, your daughter is even having issues with you. Your daughter's saying you're not necessarily likable. And I like you because you can read, but I don't want to watch a show with Angela's being mad at everybody else having fun and just kind of sitting there. Like, it just doesn't.
I think what Angela falls flat for me is because every scene, I feel like Angela wants to turn it into a reading session. Like, I think what made, even though we know the girls on Atlanta read, like, it can't, every scene can't be you trying to be Claudia and Nene.
We need fun shit. We do need some fun stuff.
Yes. Like, to me, I love them when they went skating at the skating rink. I thought that was so cute. Like, y'all, it's okay to have fun. Even when they went to the club, I was like, oh, they had a real, sometimes I think that, they just do these scenes. I didn't think that they were actually going to a real club with like people in the city. So they went to the club. I was like, oh, they went to a real club in Scotland. Like, okay. Like, that's the stuff I want to see. And then as soon as it's like, okay, then y'all ruined the mood because Shemea came, and now y'all want to leave and follow Porsha. Yeah.
Yes, I understand what's going on with Angela, but I still don't think that Angela is the person who 5 years from now is going to be just doing something stupid. When I say like something dumb that people are like, well, what do you mean innocuous? You know what was funny to me? Because I'm that person. I will just do shit just to do shit and troll you. I would host a trip and order myself a crab cake burger and not order you none and tell you to go in the refrigerator and get you a hot dog. And Candy hitting Kenya in that moment. Candy wasn't even mad that Kenya didn't put her on the jet and she had to ride with the rest of the girls. Candy was mad because she was hungry. I can smell this pork cooking and you didn't get me a crab cake burger. That's funny and that's stupid and that's some shit that your friend would do to poke at you. That's what's missing from Angela. Just something funny, low, like light. We don't need to know that Pinky was busting it wide open with a third person in her basement. That's not light. Like, you blew this woman's head off for nothing.
Even with the whole Shemea supposedly having sex with George. Like, Angela, your nigga cheated on you. Like, girl, shut up. What are we talking about? You
better be glad she's not Kenya, because Kenya would have found the person that he cheated on with, and that would have been the first person at the reunion.
That's what they miss. I said they are missing that on this one. They're missing a girl who will just go all the way to hell. They need a Kenya on the show. I hate to say it, but they do. Y'all really like the. I believe that if there was a Kenya or a Nene, it wouldn't be so bad for Shemea. Because Shemea don't have the backbone. She's trying to, but I think that they would have been like, girl, what are we doing? Because the reality is, y'all are just piling on one person. And what Shemea has done is not so horrible to the point where it should be a season pile on.
It's a bunch of little things, but you're not mad. It's like when somebody is cracking a joke on you and you're not mad at the person who cracked the joke. You mad at the people who laughed.
Yes.
I was thinking about Angela and why she would be cool with Porsha. And I think that Angela does not like Shemea. And I think that she's playing cool with Porsha to knock out people like Shemea. And then she'll come after Porsha later. I could see
the long game. I said this last year. When Angela said that Shemea was playing the long game, I said, well, I don't see how, because the truth of the matter is we knew Shemea. We didn't know Angela. So why would Shemea need to play the long game? And I was like, no, it's actually Angela, because you're the person to this season, not you, Angela. Angela is the person this season. While you say that you made up with Porsha, you're still throwing digs in the confessional. Angela, I was gonna say this in my review. I'll say it right now. Angela is doing the same thing Shemea did. You're making it seem as though you move forward, but you really still feel away. Angela, you'll say in your confessional, "Oh, I still got my good eye on them," but you're not telling Porsha that. So as far as Porsha is concerned, girl, you forgave me for saying I was gonna screw your husband.
But I'm gonna get you when I can.
You get in the confessional and you talk about Porsha being a whore. But as far as Porsha is concerned, girl, we good. Everything that Angela is saying about her having one eye on Porsha being a whore, she's saying it in her confessional. But in Portia's defense, girl, where as far as I'm concerned, girl, we good. Shemea did the same thing, girl. I'm thinking we good, but I'm really still mad. Angela
Shemea
is
had-
making sure, to your point, she gonna knock out all the girls because Angela coming for that number one spot. So when it's time for me to hit Porsha again, I'm gonna make sure I got all my shit in order.
I can see it. Well, Phaedra's doing the same thing too. I'm playing nice with Porsha, but every chance I get, I'm calling her a whore in every way, shape, or form in the things. And
That's what I'm saying. The girls be mad, but the friends doing it, y'all. Y'all cannot be mad at me. Be mad at the girls. That's a friend.
Wait, nigga. Wait. So I'm over here not mad, but I'm disappointed in Shemea for allowing somebody to do her like Porsha has done her. And I'm completely forgetting that Porsha is repeating history with Phaedra. I'm vilifying Shemea for allowing somebody to run you over and then back up and then run you over again. And you are in here pulling the same shit you did with Nene. I really missed you. It was hard without you. Ooh, she got me again. Goddamn Porsha. She then got me again. She then got me again. I'm over here giving it to Shemea when in actuality, Porsha, you are to Shemea as I'm sorry, you are to Phaedra as Shemea is to you.
A lap dog.
Except Porsha might Porsha might actually put her face in your lap, not her butt.
I don't know. I want to know why. I really want to know.
And eat you till you come.
Okay. I really want to know what Porsha really thinks about the girls who she was hanging out with, calling her a whore in the confessions.
She probably don't care. That woman is Teflon. Porsha is the Donald Trump of housewives. You can say whatever you want to her. You can pull up every man that she's been with that was married. Somebody just told me that they are trying to get Sway's ex, who was with her right up until Porsha, to go public. Because there was a woman who Sway was her love of her life, her stud, or whatever. And in walks Porsha, and then the next day they're public. And nobody cares, just like Candy said with Todd and Swervin. Nobody cares about who your friend was, Noni, because everybody cares about me. And this is my relationship now. Nobody cares about who Sway gave up to get with Porsha, because Porsha is the holy grail in terms of promoting her business. That other woman might be the one that she loved, but Porsha is the one who's going to get eyes on whatever her salon suites are. And we're going to say, oh, well, that ain't Porsha's fault. But the reality is there is person after person in this book. She talks about a man going to go and buy her a ring. Oh, no, a man drops her off that she's messing with to the mall. She buys herself an engagement ring. That man comes back from the mall and has like a $10,000 charge for an engagement ring that Porsha then bought herself. Now, what didn't get in the book, what I heard was the man could not get her an engagement ring because the man was with somebody else. Now, she just wrote the part about the man, she bought herself an engagement ring and he made her take it back. But the other part that I heard in the story was it was somebody else. So it's always somebody else who's standing in the way of your happiness. And Dirty Diana taught her, don't let nobody stand in the way of your happiness. F them bees. F them. It's your world, Porsha. And look, my good friend Mo Walker says, and that's Porsha's fault. It's not Porsha's fault. However, if we can't call a thing as it applies to Porsha, it makes it very frustrating. You can wiggle your way around Simon and Fallon, but what you can't wiggle your way around is Porsha. When she went to R. Kelly's house, he had her in a room for 24, 48 hours that had mirrors all over the walls. They did what they did. Another time that he had her in the house, he had her in his master bedroom. And she walked out of that master bedroom and saw a portrait of his wife and still maintained whatever relationship she wanted to with R. Kelly. You can't, that was his wife. And she said she had her laptop, which meant that Google was around. You were allowed to have your laptop in the master bedroom, peeking your head out. You probably saw a young K. Michelle pre booty. You probably ran into her. She was probably one of the girls. The bottom line is there's a history of you being the quote unquote other woman. And if we can't, as a reviewer, call it out in the same way that we call Shemea out for being a lap dog, then that's just kind of like ridiculous. You got a history.
I don't like. That's all I don't like. Like last year, I remember I was on Shemea's ass. You know what I mean? Like I literally, like the second half of the season, I remember putting that picture of her sitting in Porsha's lap in my thumbnail. The second half of the season, I just feel like we can call everybody can get called out. Porsha, Shemea, but I feel like some of the girls make it easier, okay, to call them out on their shit. That's just it.
Mo said, and how's that Porsha's fault? Here's the thing. Kim Zolciak, prime example, you were a mistress for 59 years, or at least you looked 59, 60.
She sure
when
did.
You were 30. You was a mistress for umpteenth years. And the minute you get married, it's, well, I've been married to Croy now for 7 years. Come on. And it's like, well, the reality is if you want people to respect what you had and you don't want nobody else coming into that space, then you got to respect what other people have. When she said that Nene was a stripper who Greg had left his family for, my mouth dropped because it was like, oh shit, you over here saying close your legs to married men, but in 1990 you were allegedly, you know, you were a stripper who he fell in love with and left his family for. That's what they had said. And Nene was like, well, he mine now. But I was riding with Nene when she was like, you need to respect the sanctity of marriage. Everybody wants to talk about lift up the garage now that you got a Maserati in it. But before, when you didn't, you was quiet and you was trying to get somebody else's Maserati. But now it's lift up the garage because I got it. The reality is we all have a past. But if your claim to fame is close your legs to married men and your husband was married when you met him, that may not want to be your claim to fame. And I love Nene, but the reality is the reality. So, yes, it wasn't Nene's husband, but I guarantee you when Greg was stepping out with that woman from whatever their store was, that didn't feel great.
Was it swag?
Yeah.
Was it swag?
That didn't feel great, but that was the reality. So, I mean, y'all, this is me. I haven't eaten. I did not know we was going to go on for 2 hours. Rodney, let me share your link. What are you talking about tonight? Are you doing a video?
Yeah, I might go live and talk about RHOA. I don't know if I want to do a pre-record or go live. You know, those lives be too much for me. And I don't feel like arguing with these people. No, I do. I love y'all.
Rodney's. Okay, so I'm putting a link to this video in this video. And I'm going to pin it. So anybody who sees the live chat, and I also pin it as a comment in the video. Definitely check out Rodney the Voice. Thank you so much for coming on. I don't do 2-hour videos. Now, I was drunk the other day when I hit 5 years. I was drunk.
Ain't nothing wrong with 2-hour videos. You know, give the people what they want. If the people want to come down here and see us run our mouth, let the people see us run our mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's a team. If the people want to see, give the people what they want.
We didn't even. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Rodney the Voice. Y'all, what's crazy is it's harder to do this live. Me and Rodney will be on the phone for hours. Me and Jamie will be on the phone for hours. Me and Gabor will be on the phone for hours, and vice versa. Doing it live here is harder than just talking on the phone while you running your errands. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it.
Because really and truly, the stuff I say on the phone, baby, I'll be wearing these bitches low.
Before me and Rodney became cool, every time me and Rodney would talk on the phone, he would say, "You recording?" It was like
y'all get the PG-13 version over here. So you just imagine what I say on the phone.
It was like a year before Rodney stopped asking me if I was recording his goddamn calls, yo.
I'll be on their ass, baby.
No, I'll be in there trolling. Thank you so much. I'm gonna share your link. I won't be back with RHOA stuff probably till Monday or Sunday. So
quick, you know, Shemea and K Michelle dragging Shemea on Twitter now.
are you gonna cover that today?
No, I don't really. Yeah, I
think the people want you. I think the people want you to cover it today when you talk about RHOA. Y'all put it in the chat if you want Rodney cover the mess today.
You know, I really don't do a lot of outside RHOA stuff outside of like
They say they want you to drag her. Yes. The people are
now don't get into it. I like K Michelle over Shemea any day of the week.
The people want you to do it, Rodney.
I'm K Michelle.
They said and do it today. They ain't playing with you. The cousins is in here deep.
Y'all so messy.
You gonna learn today. Don't offer them some shit that you ain't willing. Oh, I take.
Okay, I'm about to go. Okay, I gotta go see my nieces, y'all.
All right, bye, y'all. Thank you for being here.
Bye, y'all.